Good morning. Hello. Hi. Is it morning? No, it's definitely not morning. But I did do a deload leg day this morning and kind of incorporate a few new techniques in there as a little bit of an experiment while I was doing really kind of a deload, which means low weight, low volume workout. As I spoke about, I think in like two vlogs ago, about hurting my hip a little bit, tweaking it. It's healed pretty well. Like I've had maybe a couple of pinches here and there since, but it's progressively gotten better to now it's like 100%. But I don't want to push it yet and overdo anything. So I decided to take a couple of like weeks for like a deload, which normally you do maybe 1 week, possibly 2. I decided to take 2 because period. Also, I was like, this works out well. So we're just gonna combine that together and have a little break on our body because I was feeling a little beat up, a little bit of systemic fatigue buildup. So yeah, it was just nice to kind of rest, relax, recuperate a bit, and do some really light workouts, just kind of more focusing on range of motion and going through the motions with a lower weight. And that's what I did this morning. I need to do my skincare while I'm talking to you. I am feeling a little dry at the jawline, like real dry, like right here. I don't know what that's about. So we're going to be doing a little bit of extra hydrating skincare today and not putting anything too drying in that region. So I'm going to pull up a hydrator, a lotion or cream, a little bit on the richer side. I've got my smoothie here, my cute little cup. I love this cup. And I found a random McDonald's straw in a drawer, so we're using it. Also, the curls are back. The curls are back in town. And yeah, I trimmed a couple inches off my hair, and it just was kind of what the hair needed to revive it. It was just getting a little fried on the ends. So got the hair sorted. We've also tinted our brows, so they're a little intense. We did nails. But anyway, let me do my skincare while we chit chat, or else I'll just keep talking to you and not get anything done. So this morning in the leg workout, I basically kind of halved my weight on just about everything. Roughly, some of them I didn't really half. I just did like a 75% of what I would normally do. It was just leg focus stuff. And so what I was focusing on is really getting into that range of motion, very intentional movements, very slow eccentrics, and just focusing on the mind-muscle connections. And boy, was that humbling. I don't think I've ever felt my quads so much throughout any workout. I set all the machines to where I could get the most range of motion on them and not to where they're just comfortable, Like I kind of tweaked around where I normally set things on the machines and practice form with my squats, stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, humbling going deeper on squats and leg presses for sure. And having that stronger range of motion on like curls and leg extensions, and pausing at the most stretched point and pausing at the top on things. Yeah. So it's very controlled movements, very intentional, no willy-nilly nothing. And it is by far a humbling experience. So we're definitely going to be kind of regressing in weight on a lot of stuff in my upcoming training, which is fine because we are incorporating hypertrophy. Like, it's a word I can't pronounce. Hypertrophy. Put it on the screen. Techniques where, it's really focused on muscle building and getting that good stretch in there and all that stuff. And you tend to have to lower your weight with that kind of thing and take it a little easier because it's I don't know. I feel like it's a little more mentally challenging. There's no bro reps in here. There's no half reps. There's no ego lifting, which apparently I remember doing a little ego lifting in there, and that probably contributed to my angry hip. So we're scaling that back. So I've been doing a lot of research and watching lectures on physiology and lifting, and yeah, just super duper like in-depth nerd content. Like, I found a way to make lifting super nerdy, and I would, because that's just the kind of gal I am. Doing a little drunk elephant, and just kind of like studying like the biomechanics of how the body moves, and it's helping me understand my musculature a little better, and skeleton, and how everything kind of works. I've been actually like looking at diagrams of muscles and where they connect. I'm basically taking myself to college here. I'm watching like legit lectures from a college professor on this stuff. I've decided to kind of focus on this hypertrophy side of things more so than just lifting to lift. And I'm paying attention to the science of everything is what I'm doing. Because I'm a science nerd. And present me some logic and facts and science-based things, girl, I am here for it. And I don't mean pseudoscience and, stuff you might see on TikTok and Reels. I'm talking like legit time and tested, true, like real stuff. Not just something that some random personal trainer threw out there, or something you might, just some random shit. Like, we're taking it serious. And not taking my workout advice from social media so much. And yeah, boy, did it make a difference in this morning's leg day. Like, I felt fantastic. I could feel every muscle that I was working. Like, the mind-muscle connection was insane. And it's a bit of a game changer. And it's really cool. And I've also been studying how to create my own program for myself that's customized to me, because I got a weird body. I do have some physical limitations. Despite progressing a lot in my mobility and flexibility and all these things, I still have some limitations. I have joints that are paralyzed. I have weird things going on, right? And just limited flexion in a lot of parts of my body. So I made like a master list of all the workouts, all the lifts, and everything that I do that I enjoy and don't hurt, and I feel like they give me good results. And built a new program for myself, which is technically called a Mesocycle. So we're going to be doing it in the Mesocycle phases, where you do a progressive overload phase, where you start out at a decent, whatever is a somewhat challenging weight for you. Really focus on that mind muscle, the stretching, the slow eccentrics, all that, and you slowly progress in your repetitions and your weight as you go in your sets if you feel inclined to. So building a program around that, and I changed up my split to where I was normally doing leg day, upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body, upper body. I've switched it to 3 times a week because that's what's currently the most sustainable schedule that I know I can be the most consistent with. And it's going to be full body every time, but it's not necessarily more workouts than what I would do in that normal split. It's just doing a little bit for each muscle group every time. So it's not going to extend my workout times or anything like that. It's just changing around some stuff and tweaking things, and not doing super repetitive the exact same workout from one day to the next. Like, it's for example, if I'm doing rows on the machine, the row machine, the next session I'm going to do dumbbell rows that are going to be isolated to the one side, and each muscle group is going to get hit every other day. It's just going to be in a spaced out more and less. It's going to be more of a consistent cycle, I feel like. And I think some of the stuff I was doing on the upper split, lower split was getting redundant within the same days. So I feel like this is going to be just a more thorough workout system for me. We're going to try it. We're going to see how it goes for maybe a month. And if the month goes good, we'll continue it for maybe 6 to 8 weeks. Have a deload period of a week or two, and then update the program to maybe incorporate a new workout if something is getting meh on me, or I just change my mind, or find something else I kind of want to do. We'll play with it then, but I'm going to stick to this one pretty consistent plan and just see what it does and how it goes. I'm still in the beginner stage, so it does make training a little easier. You don't have to have so much nuance in your workouts, whereas when you're a little bit more advanced in things, you tend to have to be very technique oriented, as in targeting a particular muscle, whereas I'm more into just overall building muscle. It's been a lot. I put a lot of research into this, a lot of reading, a lot of research, and lectures. I also have been watching lectures on injury prevention, which has been a fantastic thing to start including, and plays into this mesocycle that I'm building for myself very well, and incorporating that deload and everything. All these things are going to kind of accumulate together to prevent injury over time, wear and tear, be the most gentle on the joints and musculature as possible while getting the most gains. But the main goal is for this mesocycle, I like to have a little bit of a goal in mind. It's going to be muscle gains, continue the fat loss, which is going pretty well. It's hard to track when you're at my level in training, because you're building muscle and losing at the same time. So there's still there's a steady downward trend, but it's not as easy to differentiate because of the muscle gain in there. So it doesn't look like you're losing much body fat, which is weird, but you're actually, a lot of it's getting replaced with muscle, and because it's easy to build muscle when you first begin, or when you're, within your first year or two, it's relatively easy to build muscle. And depending on your genetics, obviously there's a lot of factors that can play into all this. Losing body fat for me is a little bit more of a challenge, even though I'm in a calorie deficit and taking nutrition into account. I also have a really crappy thyroid that doesn't like to work very well, but so it does present that little extra challenge in there. But I'm having luck. I am seeing a downward trend. It's just a slow one, and it's a good way to track it is to just kind of do averages rather than day to day. 3 times a week, step on the scale, or 3 times a week, see what the numbers are, and kind of just average it out and see if it's steadily going down. But that's not the main goal. The main goal is the muscle. I am paying attention to the nutrition aspect of things. I have actually started eating more carbs than I used to. I used to be very scared of carbs. And I've learned that I actually need them in my diet to perform well through my workouts. And my body doesn't seem to hate them as much as I thought it did. It was just that I was incredibly sedentary lifestyle and just didn't move much. And I was also accidentally putting myself in a calorie deficit by cutting the carbs out. So yeah, just playing around with that a little bit and finding what works. Higher protein intake has made a big difference, I think, in my overall performances and muscle gains and everything else. And yeah, lots of fruits, veggies, that kind of stuff. Healthy food, just common sense. But I'm not tracking macros. I'm not writing any of it down zoned in. I'm just kind of keeping it up here, paying attention to what I'm doing, being intentional with that as well. I'm taking a little tiny bit of the BHAAJ stuff from Glow Recipe. But I'm just kind of following tried and true methods of just kind of common sense, instinctual, what's good for you, it's not type of thing. So that's pretty much all I'm focused on there. But I don't want, at the moment, tracking any of that doesn't feel sustainable for me. It doesn't feel good to me. I can get a little too obsessive with that and just drive myself crazy. And when it comes to tracking workouts and lifts and all that, that's fun. That's fun stuff to track. It's not things that I'm going to beat myself up over. Whereas with the nutrition stuff, I can really kind of spiral with that stuff, and it can create a really bad, an unhealthy balance almost in your life. So I mean, if that technique doesn't work for you, you don't have to do it. Right now, I'm not going to be that particular about it. I'm just going to literally follow my gut on that. But, that may change one day. I've done it before. I can do it again. We'll see. But I'm really just focused on increasing that physical activity aspect of things and just being more active and working towards those gains, muscular-wise. I know that can be a little bit of a touchy subject, talking about food and diet and all that. And I don't mean fad diet. When I say diet, I just mean your general, like what you eat. It's a sore subject, and it's for me. It's not my favorite thing to think about, talk about. I think a lot of us around my age, us elder millennials, we have a very complicated relationship with food. And a very toxic one. So, teach their own. There, do it. Makes you feel good, makes you happy. And right now, being super meticulous with that doesn't fit into my goals at the moment. Beyond what I know is makes sense for me. Like, yeah, increasing the carb intake, having more balance. Balance, that's what the word I'm looking for. Having more balance in the diet and not doing anything extreme or, no crazy deficits, something like that. I'm just trying to stick with a healthy kind of a little bit lower than a maintenance calorie phase for myself and intellectually know what I'm kind of doing. And I know a lot of trainers are going to say that's a mistake to do that in your head. Yeah, I get it, but everybody's going to do their own thing. It's a personal process. Everyone's going to have their own process. There's no definitive guide on any of this stuff. Everyone's different. Everyone's mindset is different. Everyone's body is different. So anything I say, total grain of salt. All right, we're going to take some of the confidence in a cream since the jaw is feeling so dry. Now, as far as the training goes, that side of things, it is personalized to myself, my little plan that I've made. It's avoiding things that I know I can't do. Like, for example, I can't do lunges. I'm terrible at lunges. I fall on my face. So I ain't going to mess with them. I'm going to stick to single leg presses and work on building those stability muscles. And as a side quest at home, practicing lunges here and there, just the motion of it, just to kind of get it down. Literally kind of a side quest. My other little side quest is being able to do a high bar position. I don't have the mobility for that. My shoulders, it hurts. But I've made progress with it where I used to could not even get the bar on my trap area and even touch it. I can now put my hands on it and get it back there. It just does not feel great. So it's improvement. And I'll continue working with that at home. I do have a little weightlifting set here now. My roommate, donated his workout stuff that he had bought during COVID to me. So I have a little, 20-pound barbell that I can practice with, so that's nice. And I also have some plates and what have you. And I think it's going to be really fun when the weather cools off. For days I can't get to the gym, be really fun to do some maybe outside workouts with what I got. Because I can do a good portion of like a full body thing and make customizations and get the job done at home. I just prefer the gym. I just like the setting of it. Anyway, so that's a little update on that. And I did go ahead and tweak some stuff that was like, yeah, we're definitely not going to be doing 250 on the leg press with this super deep squat motion in there anymore. It's not going to happen yet, but we will get back to it because part of the plan is to progressively overload or progressively load up those weights as we go over the span of 8 weeks, but we'll say. And I'm not even starting at the beginning of a month. I'm starting at the end of September, but whatever. This is pretty much a trial phase of this style of like split. Never done it before, so we're going to see how it goes. Hopefully well. Okay, let's put some brows on real quick. I'm getting ready to film, by the way. That's why I'm sitting here rambling at you. So I have a lot to say about that. And if you're not interested in strength training or lifting or any of that, I'm sorry. But it's become quite a big part of my life last few months. Like, it's become a bit of a, dare I say, passion. It's up there with makeup for me. And it's been a long time that I've felt this excited about something. And something that's good for me. So anyway, there's like a really lot of great benefits to lifting with especially with, even with my disabilities. It's like things that could only improve my mobility and everything in the future, which has improved so dramatically in just over 4 months that it's amazing. I never thought I would feel as good as I do now physically at all. Like, I feel like a teenager physically, just wild. Or how I do as a teenager, which is probably how a normal 30-something-year-old feels. Okay, anyway, brows. But yeah, this is something I'm doing for me. I don't really have much aspirations of doing fitness content, like, aside from just the little bits I throw in vlogs and just my general chit-chat about it. Chatter. I don't have any ambitions otherwise with this. This is something that is going to be for me. I do like to share a little bit about it, though, and talk about it. And, you know, show a few clips here and there just because, solely because I'm proud of myself, to be real with you. Because I never thought I'd be able to do any of this stuff, and I'm going to freaking show it off. I'm working hard. I'm putting a lot of hard work into it, and I want to show it off, basically, that I'm accomplishing something I never thought I could accomplish, and always was told I couldn't accomplish. Do I think I'm going to be like a wellness physique model or anything like that? Hell no. Not at all. I don't have any ambitions for that either. Which is odd because I really like watching people who document their preps for that stuff. It's very interesting to me. It's an interesting world. It's a new little world for me, and I'm just gonna... I pick up tips and tricks here. Little bits of advice that I can apply to my training, even though we're like categorically totally opposite ends of the spectrum on our physical capabilities a lot of times. It's just interesting to see technique and form, and just it's a continuing education that I'm thoroughly enjoying. Okay, fill the brows in a little bit. Since I tinted them, I don't really need that much. Pretty well locked in. I also finally groomed them because they were getting a little wild and crazy, and like I couldn't even tame them big to where they were like just taking over my forehead. I was like, okay, let's rein that in a little bit. I have weird, sparse yet big eyebrows. I don't know how to describe them. I should be charging while I'm doing this. My phone doesn't die. What is that? Fuzz. Cotton stuck to my face. I bought the wrong cotton rounds, and these just fall apart. This is just the premium oval cotton rounds. I prefer the ones that say exfoliating on them because they hold up really well, but these in particular just kind of fall apart. Did not read the label. I did not know that there was another type aside from like the little rounds that I usually get that don't fall apart. I don't know why those fall apart so bad, but they do. They just disintegrate. Okay, what next? Let's sort this hair out. Now, this is hair that has been slept on, worked out, and refreshed. And yeah, so here we are. I did try to tone it a bit and just generally make it a little happier. I'm trying to blend these dang roots in with the rest of my hair. I'm a little frizzy, but I think we'll be okay. a little bit of hair oil all to sort that out. I think it looks a little better before I tried to refresh it, honestly. It just kind of looks a little wild now. A little more swamp witchy, which is fine. I don't hate it. But I think it looked a little bit nicer before I maybe put a little too much product in refreshing. I might have goofed it a little bit. This is what we're working with on the head today. Yeah, apparently trimming this couple inches off really made a big difference in the curl, and revived it. So it's pretty nice to see because it was looking real bad, and that's why I'd been doing blowouts on it as well. And it bounced back really well from the blowouts, which I'm happy to see. Not that I didn't think it would, it was just it's the first time I've actually had been doing blowouts since embracing the curly wavy life. But yeah, the stylers I used were all the Mark Anthony stuff, and they performed so well now that my hair is a little bit healthier feeling with the trim. It's apparently just really all my hair needed. And a little bit of frizz is not the end of the world. And you know, I like a little bit of oomph and volume in here. So I like my big swamp witch hair. Okay, let me put my jewelry on. I just feel like having a chat with you guys because I've got a lot on my mind, grapes. And I figured it was a good time to sit down and talk while I did all this. Meaning a lot on my mind. A fitness program. That's what's all on my mind. And that's about it. This has been a really good, kind of thing to focus on too. I feel like this has been a positive thing, completely all around in my life, beyond just the physical. Oh no, it's caught my hair. Beyond just the physical aspect of things, but the mental side has been 10 out of 10. An amazing improvements, and relationship wise I think with my husband, this has been a really good thing for both of us. It's given us both goals, and goals that are together. And I don't know, I think it's been really holistically all around good. It's given us something new to bond over. Not that we didn't have anything to bond over, but it's something new and exciting. So that's always just a good perk of anything. And we may or may not be getting to test drive a Tesla this week. We will see how that plays out. And I'm very excited about that. As you guys know, I've been kind of in it to win it with the Teslas. And we might have an opportunity to test drive one, which is pretty exciting. I think we're just going to rent one. And we've got some new charging stations around town as well that is making the owning of a Tesla much more sustainable, the correct word? Functional. I know my friend that works at Target said they just put in a ton of fast chargers there that are not Tesla brand, they're ones that can work on multiple cars. So that's really cool. And the infrastructure around here is growing exponentially as far as that stuff goes. They're more feasible to own. And what would be probably considered, I think on the grand scheme of things, a rural area? I don't know. It's a metroplex that we live in, but I'm personally in more of a rural area. I'm in a suburb. We don't have a huge, crazy population or anything like that. And it's pretty slow going on the technology front around here. But it's cool to see it kind of fun things happening. Progress. I love future cars. That Jordan, was it Key and Peele skit where one of them gets turned into a vampire and he's like, man, I just want to see future cars. Same. That's why I want to be immortal. I want to see what Alienware is going to do. I want to see where Neuralink goes. I don't want it, but I want to see where it goes. I want to see us get to Mars. Okay, put some earrings on. But yeah, I just want to see future cars. It is one of the most relatable things I've ever heard. These earrings are so heavy. Like, these weigh a ton. But I like them anyway. But they, like, will fall out of my ear fairly easily. Like, I can't get anything that, like, wants to hold on to the back of them strong enough. Even, like, what come with them. Rings. One of the best things has been able to wear my wedding rings again. Because my fat little fingers have slimmed down a bit. So they actually fit me. I'm almost back into my actual wedding ring. This is my dad's wedding ring and my mom's, and I wear them in place of mine because, well, my original ring is I lost part of. I know I'm not that girl that is very good at that, keeping up with like sentimental things. And so my aunt had given me this ring that was my mom's. And it's still just a little snug because the inside is hollow and it kind of just cuts in to my finger a bit. But it fits. It's just not the most comfortable thing in the world. So hopefully soon it will fit better. And yeah, anyway, got my rings. Got the jewelry on. I feel like wearing jewelry today, which isn't always the case. There's a lot of days where the thought of jewelry just gives me the icks. Like, I'm just like, get it off me. Get it off me. I just can't stand the way it feels. I don't want anything touching me as far as that goes. I don't like the sensory stuff. I am a funny little person about these things. So today's plan, though, as far as filming goes, I'm just going to do a look that I'm calling Berry Cola. I did a little reel on this lip look the other day, and I kind of was thinking about, like, there's some shades in the Nomad palette that would look pretty with this, so I want to incorporate that. And I also have another palette suggestion that would work good for this. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and like put my face makeup on, all of that, while my phone charges. And I'm going to come back and show you the finished look, and maybe we can get on ready together if you want. I don't know what you want to do. Yeah. Okay, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hello. Okay, we finished our look. This is the Berry Cola vibes. I'm kind of obsessed with the lashes still. It's the Kiss Pompadour ones. And yeah, this is how everything came out today. Pretty similar to what I did, I think, in the last vlog. I can't remember which vlog that was. But anyway, so yeah, here's the look. I'm going to go do some more of my nerding out research. And yeah, that's my plan for the rest of the evening, is some more program building research to make sure that I have things locked in how I want it. That's my night sorted. So I will see you guys later if I get up to anything. Hello. What day is this? Friday. No, it's technically Saturday morning. My schedule's crazy. But it's time to go to the gym. So, this week got a little busy. A little bit away from me. But I have really nice curls going right now that I really don't want to mess up. So, we're going to try to save the curl while we do upper body. Because I can't do lower body, which is screwing up my current meso. But I'll explain later. Or in just a minute. Let me figure out what I'm going to do with this hair. Maybe we can just do a little clip situation. I don't get too terribly sweaty on upper body day, so I think we'll be okay with this for our head situation. That will do. But anyway, so interesting week. Went to the dermatologist for my, what do you call it, yearly skin cancer check. I go yearly. You see this skin tone, right? I'm very much at risk. So I usually go and they just give me like a once over. And I've had this little mole on my knee. No, not little mole. I've had a honker of a mole on my knee that's been driving me crazy for like 4 years. I constantly smack it into stuff. I hit it with my purse. I catch it with my nail. It rubs on things. When I bend my knee, it pulls tight on it. It was very uncomfortable. It hurt. It bothered me. And they've said it was just a dermafibroma or something like that. Not a big deal, nothing to worry about. But they said, if it bothers you, we can take it off. So this last visit, they're like, we can take it off today if you want. And I'm like, let's do it. Let's take her off. So I currently have 4 stitches in my knee today. They did a rather large punch tool to get it out because it was I think she described it as having a deep core. I'm telling you, it was a big mole. Yeah, took 2 syringes of numbing to get the dang thing numb because there was scar tissue around it. She thinks it probably started as like an ingrown hair and just kind of turned into a mole. It pretty much happens. And anyways, they're sending off to pathology just because that's part of the process, but she thinks there's nothing to worry about. She wasn't worried about it. But anyway, took maybe 2 minutes to take the thing off. Less than that. It had to be under a minute because it was just a punch to get the main part out, cleaned up the border a little bit, and they threw an internal stitch in and 3 outer stitches just because it was so deep. So my knee was numb all Thursday, like from mid-thigh it felt numb all the way to my shin. It was so weird because it kind of spreads out as it goes. It felt like I had like a knee brace on. It was the strangest feeling, but I could feel like pain starting around the outer part on my leg. Like, this is gonna hurt. It felt like when you get a tooth pulled or had like dental work, that numb feeling, but you're starting to get achy. It was that. And then went to bed. It was fine. And then this morning I got up and it was like, oh, this actually feels like a chunk of my knee has been removed. It feels how you'd think it would feel, painful. So it's been a little spicy today. Yesterday after like the numbing started to wear off, it was just kind of stingy and itchy. And yeah, not so much today, not so much itchy today, just ouchy today. But as the day has progressed, I'm actually got to the point where I figured it's there. Like the pain has gotten so much better. It's not aching or anything. It's literally just the stitches that I feel now. So I have to keep a bandage on it that I change out twice a day and keep it clean for another day. Well, yeah, today's like my last day with the bandage and I just have to keep it greased up with some Vaseline for like the next 4 or 5 days. And it comes off in 2 weeks. The stitches come out in 2 weeks. But I'm cleared to do upper body work. She says, as long as you feel like it, go for it. And later into next week, if the stitches feel okay, I can do like a little lower body. So anyway, we're going to do upper body because I'm feeling good now. Pain is basically non-existent. It just feels like a little cut at this point, or just a little, well, it feels like I have stitches in my leg, but it feels kind of stitchy. Like it's stingy, but it's not hurting or anything. Like it kind of ached this morning. I took some Aleve. I've got my gauze over it at the moment and some tape to protect it because apparently you're not supposed to let it get like aired out too much. It needs to be moist to heal. So I'm just gonna keep the bandage on for gym time. I'm gonna come home. I can take a shower now. I couldn't take a shower for 24 hours. No baths until the stitches are out. So just showers for the next couple of weeks. But I'm going to get it nice and clean in the shower, gently patting. And I think I'm just going to leave the bandage off for a little bit, put some Vaseline on, and then put one on before I go to bed. I don't like the way the fabric feels touching it. So it just feels better to sleep with the bandage on. But anyway, so that's been my fun week. It was not planned on. It was a very spur of the moment thing where she's like, we can do it today. And I was like, oh, I figured it'd be, we'll schedule it, come back, No, just right then and there, 5 minutes. I mean, it was so quick between the numbing and even him take longer with the numbing. Removing it, the stitches, I mean under 10 minutes, be more accurate. Quick, easy process. Didn't feel anything. Like they're like, it's gonna hurt when we, numb it. Barely felt that. That didn't hurt at all. So yeah, pretty good experience. The nurses and practitioner and dermatologist were really fun and really sweet. We joked around the whole time. They told me horror stories of cysts that they experienced that morning, so that was fun. And we just talked about Dr. Pimple Popper type stuff, because I told her, I was like, I miss my calling in dermatology. I love this stuff, so nerd out a little bit there. And yeah, so that's been my day, but I'm gonna not go crazy on it. I'm gonna really try to protect my leg and not bend it, because I can kind of do about that much flexion in it right now and keep it straight for the most part. I kind of keep forgetting sometimes and I pull it, but I'm trying to be careful. So the first time I've had stitches are the worst. They really are. Like, they're so annoying because they're stingy. Like, you feel them. I had stitches in my side. Yeah, I had like 3 or 4 stitches in my side one time. Very annoying, but I also had a drainage tube, and the tube was sewed to me. It was deeply unpleasant. But anyway, I still think they should have put some stitches in that thing. The hole it left after they took the tube out. But no, so I look like I have a gunshot on my side, so that's pretty fun. Let's see, I don't know if you can see it, where it is. I have to look in the mirror to find it. Yeah, like right here. You can't even see it anymore. That is actually healed up really well. Like, I can't even see where I had my gallbladder surgery anymore. Like, all the scars are gone, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I need to put a gym bra and the shirt on. I just had some protein oatmeal as my pre-workout meal. Really into oatmeal right now. And I'm cooking some red beans and rice in the crock pot. That is going to take forever to cook, so there's that. Alright, let me find me a gym bra, and depending on if anybody's in there or not tonight, I'll film some clips. It's 2 a.m. Nobody better be there. All right, we are home. That's a pretty decent workout. Just got a shower. Just doing a little care for my stitches. I'll insert a picture in case you want to see what it looks like. Trigger warning. It's not gross, it's just some stitches. But I'm just going ahead and give that a little extra love. Now that we got out of the shower, just making sure it's good and clean. Gently. But yeah, it didn't really bother me the whole time. So that's pretty cool. And I think there's a little bruising around it, but it's not terrible looking. And I think it's healing really nicely so far. It feels good right now, like it's not hurting or anything. But yeah, mostly upper body. And I threw in some RDLs because I could do that. I wanted to get a little bit hamstrings and glutes in there. At least I could do that much. Yeah, I think I can go without a bandage now. It's been 2 days-ish. What's Saturday? I had done Thursday, so yeah, I think we can go without the bandage now. I'm just gonna put a little Vaseline on her. I had to go buy Vaseline. Who has Vaseline? Not me. You know how long it took me to find this in Walgreens too? It's like I have no clue what part of the store this would even be in. I think it was over with like first aid stuff. That's where I ended up finding it. I don't really know what you're supposed to do with Vaseline, to be honest with you. I've never used it for anything. Apparently you put it on stitches. They said I could use like Neosporin, but because I have some skin allergies, just better off with good old Vaseline. All greased up. Yay. But yeah, I think my hair survived pretty well. I didn't get super sweaty. I don't usually get too sweaty on upper body day. I tried overhead pressing a 20-pounder. I could do it, but I don't trust myself. Like, I feel a little wobbly with it. So I just was stuck with my 15s for my chest presses. And it looks like my form is so off doing the tricep extensions. Trust me, that I'm extending my arms as fully as I can because my elbows do not stretch out. So that's the extent of my elbow flexion. But I feel it in the triceps, so yeah. And what else did I do? Yeah, lat pull, rows. I love doing lat pulls and rows. It's my favorite. I love doing back. And curls. Did some curls. I'm toying with the incline curls. I don't love those. My elbow doesn't like them. Concentration curls seem to be the only ones that I can really feel my bicep in. So I'm just going to stick with what I can do, what I like. I did not get to do rear flies because there was a dude like going back and forth between the fly machine and the free motion, I think is what it's called, machine, just back and forth. And they're like right next to each other, and I don't want to be all up in his shit. It's 3 a.m. It's like 4 something now. Oh, putting pants on is a bit of a struggle. Can't bend my knee, that hurts. That does hurt. But yeah, I couldn't quite get my leverage on some things because I couldn't bend. But I think I did okay. That did not feel good. I had to kind of bend a little bit to get my pant leg. My husband had to put my shoe on me for him. Had to put my shoes on me because I could not pull my leg up to get my shoes on. So there's that also. That was fun. But yeah, otherwise it was a pretty decent workout. I hit all my muscle groups that I wanted to hit. I probably could have done more, but my hands were hurting. I knew I should have used my straps when I was doing the RDLs because I went up to 25 pounds for a set, and I know that hurts my hands holding the 45. It's not that I don't have the grip strength, it's that it literally just hurts because gimpy little hands. Yeah, I knew I should have just used the straps just to secure my grip, so it wouldn't be like the limiting factor on it. But, you know, I goofed it there. So I think that kind of hindered some of my workout. Because once my hands get mad, they stay mad. Get that little stringy bit there. But I'm going to sort my hair a little bit better. It's looking a little flat on top. And get that zhuzhed up and get some skincare on. And yeah, probably go get some breakfast and film some videos. Alright, I'll see y'all in a bit.